Now, tell me how you got started with KFC and then becoming a franchise owner.
Well, as I said, I taught school, coached, and coaching was what I really wanted to do. I wanted to give back to youngsters the
Right.
way that someone helped me. And so when busing started in 1976 in Kentucky, it got pretty hectic. I got bused because I was the low on the token pole for seniority at the school, Male High School, where I actually
Right.
went. And I got moved to Southern High School, which was right in the heart of the where all of the riots and everything was going on.
The hood?
No. This was in the white section.
Oh, okay.
Because a lot of the black students were being bused to the white students. So I guess where the great quarterback Phil Simms was the
Wow.
school there. So I went there teaching and coaching, and so I had to drive through all of these picketing and all of this stuff, honky horn. I had a little old raggedy car that I actually had to wind up carrying my gun on my head to a couple times. That's how nerve-wracking it was. So only a couple of times, but so when that happened, we actually won a state championship in high school basketball. We won I taught for 3 years. We'd actually won 3 tracks. I was a track coach also.
Right.
State championships. Basketball, we were runner-up in the state. We won the state. And then in the senior year, we had great athletes, Darrell Griffith and Bobby Turner and Jeff Mack. Those were outstanding guys. Darrell Griffith's Dr. Duncanstein.
Right.
So we had a real success there. I was assistant coach. So that's when I decided, hey, I can't. I'm through with this. And I was only making like close to 10,000.
Wow.
Teaching. I started off at 5 and had made it up to 10 in coaching and supplemental, pay. And so my wife had left the school system. She was a school teacher also. She was a year ahead of me, teaching a year ahead of me. So we'd gotten married, so a combination of our 2 salaries, we were only like 18,000, I think it was, and thinking about a family. So I said it's time for a change. And a friend of mine who I'd played basketball with, both in the ABA, said, "Why don't you come out and interview for me?" He worked at KFC as he was in the kind of head of minority program and engineering, architectural stuff.
Right.
So I went out and interviewed, and going through this whole circle of folks in the interviews, the human resource department kind of fell in love with my resume and also being a local guy and having the teaching background. They were just opening a training school.
Wow.
And so they offered me a job as a training instructor, which was $16,500. Well, at the time, I'd interviewed and been selected as an FBI agent, and the FBI was paying $14,500. They were asking all the agents to retire at 45. So it opened up an opportunity for you just had to have 3 years of supervisory experience. So a friend of mine, we applied and got selected, passed it, and a background check and everything. I mean, that's something awesome that they do there. So I was going to become an agent, going to Washington D.C. for training and so forth. But fortunate, KFC offered me this job as a training instructor, and I took it. We were supposed to be going to Schaumburg, Illinois, to open up. But they decided to keep the training school there in Louisville, Kentucky. And so I took that job, and lo and behold, I wound up working right beside the colonel.
Wow.
Which was, you talk about intimidation. That was
how was that?
It was very, very interesting.